Taylor Swift banks over $20,000 an hour from her music catalog and investments. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the 5 business moves that built her $1.6 billion empire and why she's the only billionaire who did it purely through music. In 2019, Scooter Braun bought Taylor Swift's masters for $300 million, and everyone thought she'd lost the biggest battle of her career. Industry experts said she should accept reality, but Taylor, she said no. Instead of accepting defeat, she did something unprecedented. She re-recorded her entire catalog, regained control, and turned that moment of powerlessness into a billion-dollar empire. Today, Taylor Swift is worth $1.6 billion. But here's what makes her different from every other billionaire musician. She's the first person to reach billionaire status primarily through music and touring alone. Not makeup, not fashion brands, just pure songwriting and performing genius. Welcome back to The Money Move. I'm your host, and today we're breaking down the Taylor Swift business blueprint because this is the most important artist success story of the 21st century. Let's go. Before we talk billions, we need to understand how Taylor built her foundation. Unlike most artists, Taylor had advantages, and she leveraged them brilliantly. She was born in 1989 on an 11-acre Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania. But here's what most people don't know. Her father was a wealth manager at Merrill Lynch. Her mother worked in finance marketing. Taylor didn't just have talent. She had financially savvy parents who understood business. At just 14, Taylor convinced her parents to move to Nashville so she could pursue country music full-time. Most families can't just relocate for a teenager's dream, but her father transferred to Merrill Lynch's Nashville office. And here's the key move. He purchased a stake in Big Machine Records, the label that would sign Taylor. In 2009, at just 20 years old, Taylor made her first major financial move. She bought a $2 million penthouse in Nashville's Music Row. Taylor was already thinking long-term, investing in appreciating assets. But the real business genius? That wouldn't reveal itself until 2019, when everything fell apart. But here's where it gets crazy. What I'm about to show you is the most brilliant revenge move in music history. Stay with me. This changed everything. Money move number 1. Turn your biggest loss into your greatest leverage. June 2019. Scooter Braun's company bought Big Machine Records for $300 million. And with it, Taylor's first 6 albums. Every song from Teardrops on My Guitar to Shake It Off, she no longer owned the masters. For those who don't know, owning your masters means you control your music and get paid every time it's played. Lose your masters, and someone else collects that check. Taylor tried to buy her masters back, but the deal required her to sign an NDA and earn 1 album back for every new album she created. She called it manipulative, and she refused. Most artists would have accepted it. Bruce Springsteen sold his entire catalog. It's just how the music industry works, right? Wrong. Starting in 2021, Taylor began releasing Taylor's version of her albums, re-recorded song for song, note for note. Same lyrics, same melodies, but new recordings that she owns 100%. The strategy was brilliant. Every time someone streams Love Story Taylor's version instead of the original, Taylor gets paid, and Scooter Braun doesn't. She weaponized her fan base. Swifties started exclusively streaming the new versions, tanking the value of the originals. And then, the power move. In May 2025, she purchased the original masters outright from Shamrock Capital for approximately $360 million. Think about the genius. First, she spent 4 years proving she didn't need the original masters. She made them nearly worthless by recreating them. Second, she forced Shamrock to sell at essentially break-even. Third, she now owns everything, original masters and the new versions. Complete catalog control. By owning her masters, she can now license them for film, TV, commercials, revenue streams she controls entirely. This is the foundation of her billion-dollar empire. Ownership equals wealth. We're halfway through, and you've learned her first move. But the second one? This is where she made $2 billion in 21 months. Keep watching. Money move number 2. Build an experience so massive it rewrites industry economics. After 149 shows across 21 months, the Eras Tour went into the record books as pop history's first $2 billion tour. That's not a typo. $2 billion. Over 10 million fans. That's $13.9 million per show. But here's what makes this even more remarkable. Taylor could have made way more. She refused to use dynamic pricing, that controversial system where ticket prices increase based on demand. The average ticket price was $204. Meanwhile, on the resale market, tickets averaged over $1,600. Taylor left billions on the table by keeping prices accessible. Why? Long-term thinking. Each Swiftie spent $1,300 in the local economy: travel, hotels, food, merch. The US portion alone created $5 to $10 billion in economic impact. Central banks were literally citing Taylor Swift in interest rate meetings. Sweden reported inflation spikes because hotel prices surged when she came to town. That's not just a concert, that's macroeconomic influence. Merchandise averaged $50 per attendee. That's over $500 million in merch revenue alone. Add VIP packages and licensing, and the Eras Tour generated closer to $2.3 billion total. But she didn't stop there. Not even close. This is where it gets insane. Money move number 3. Cut out the middleman and go direct. Taylor released Taylor Swift The Eras Tour concert film, but she didn't go through a Hollywood studio. She went straight to AMC theaters. Result? $262 million worldwide. The highest grossing concert film of all time. By bypassing studios, she kept a much higher percentage. Studios typically take 50% of box office. Taylor kept significantly more. Fast forward to 2025. Taylor drops her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl, in October. And guess what? She does it again. She releases the official release party of a Showgirl, an 89-minute theatrical event featuring the premiere of her Fate of Ophelia music video, behind-the-scenes footage, and her commentary on the album. Here's the insane part. She announced this film just 2 weeks before release. No trailer, no massive marketing campaign, just a social media post. Result? Over $50 million globally in one weekend. It became the highest grossing album debut theatrical event in history. The only non-film to finish #1 at the domestic box office this century. Think about that strategy. She filmed content she was already creating, distributed through partnerships she controlled, generated millions in additional revenue, all while promoting her album and tour. It's brilliant. Money move number 4. Build assets that generate passive income forever. Taylor's music catalog is worth an estimated $600 million. That's not what she's earned from streaming. That's the value if she sold her entire catalog today. But here's the thing. Taylor will never sell. Because a music catalog is like owning rental properties. They generate income forever. Taylor Swift averages 1.5 billion streams per month on Spotify. That's roughly $2 to $3 million per month just from Spotify alone. Add Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon. It's reported that her music generates over $100 million annually. And 2025 has been massive. Her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, sold 2.7 million copies on day 1. It became the fastest-selling album in history, moving over 4 million units in its first week. All 12 tracks debuted in the top 12 spots of the Billboard Hot 100, the first album in history to debut entirely at the top of the chart. Her song, The Fate of Ophelia, is her longest-running #1 ever. And because Taylor writes or co-writes all her songs, she owns the publishing rights. That means every time someone covers her song or uses it commercially, she gets paid twice, once as performer, once as songwriter. This is generational wealth building. Her great-grandchildren will still be collecting checks from Shake It Off. Money move number 5, diversify into appreciating hard assets. Taylor's real estate portfolio is valued at over $150 million. She owns properties in Nashville, New York City, Beverly Hills, and Rhode Island. In 2013, she paid $17.75 million cash for a 12,000 square foot beach house in Rhode Island, the historic property that inspired her song, The Last Great American Dynasty. In Manhattan's Tribeca, she owns a $50 million compound of connected penthouses. These aren't just homes, they're appreciating assets that hedge against inflation. Unlike cars or jewelry that depreciate, real estate in prime locations increases in value. This is how the wealthy preserve wealth across generations. Taylor understood this at 20 years old. While other artists were buying Lamborghinis, she was buying Manhattan penthouses. The lesson for entrepreneurs and aspiring artists? Own your work. Build for the long term. Don't accept how things have always been done. And most importantly, bet on yourself. If you want to see how other artists built their empires completely differently, we've covered Bad Bunny's $435 million touring dominance, links in the description. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next money move. You won't want to miss it. See you next week.
It's faded, baby.
Perfect.